Alright, I promise to keep this video short. This is moving forward on the Great Britain pound versus dollar 20-minute chart starting on the 23rd. I do not know how these trades are going to go. I'm just looking for patterns. So let's start moving forward until we see a pattern. Now, I just did this on my own on the USD Japan, and it took days for me to find a good pattern. So let's see how long this takes. This could have been a good pattern if it went down further. I'm not trading that. Oh, that's good. Good thing I didn't. Well, maybe. Anyway, not trading it. Nope. Nope. If this wick had gone down a little further, I could have traded this, but considering that it engulfed it, well, did it engulf? No, I can't go with this. This could have been a long trading pattern. This could have been a long engulfing pattern. Is it? Did the longer wick go down? I'm gonna trade this. Found one quick. 0.720. Let's go to 0.720 on a 5-minute chart and let's see how this would go. Now we're looking for longs. 0.720. This is the first entry. Well, since that's down, no entry. It's the first entry candle though. The first candle we're looking at. And let's see if it goes up at all. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, right here. Looks like between this candle and this candle it went up. I would say it probably happened when it crossed the mid BB. Usually that's when the Starks like to go up. Now this, oh man, this is an example where if you're using MetaTrader 4, you would not have been able to trade this because, I guess you could have, but you would have had to guess when the Stark bands would go up because they don't move up automatically unless you change some settings around. And when you change those settings, it makes the Stark bands look very different from the Stark bands on GFT. Just warning. So anyway, these Stark bands probably would have gone up when it hit this mark, the 6360. And then, who says when I would have exited this? If I do exit at the normal place when it goes sufficiently past the top of the mid BV, probably would have exited around here, so about 20 pips. But man, this went up pretty high. Who knows if I would even have exited there? Now, I had one situation like this where I exited around here and it didn't actually execute until it got all the way up there. But let's just say 20 pips there. Let's see if there's another entry point. Oh my, kept going. Very interesting. Well, doesn't look like it's going to give us another entry. And since it already went up so high, I don't know what it would do again. But since we're still pretty far away from the mid band, let's just say we enter a second here. It's 6426. The bands, the stocks are still up. Starks are still up. No, so that was bad. We shouldn't have done that. So we exited when the band started to go down, probably around right here. So that would have been a couple pip loss if we did that. So yeah, so that's a lesson. Once it goes up that far, don't expect it to keep going. Anyway, yeah, that was huge. Now let's say if we had not exited early, if we looked at this and said, wow, that's a big jump up and the Stark bands are pretty sharp, let's not exit until the Stark bands go level the way we're supposed to do it. So if we did enter at 6360 and we did that method, we wouldn't have exited until the Stark bands go against us, which happens right about here. So 6425, we would have got the whole jump. So from 60 to 6425, that's 65 pips. That's a lot of pips. So we went from 20 pips if we exited early to 65 pips. So already, starting from the beginning of the day, I very early found a good pattern on a 20-minute chart and made 20 or 65 pips. And that's the end of this trade.